Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, good day. Nice to see you all. We'll wait for some time so that others also join. Okay? Let them join in. Good day to all of you. Chinmay, why ma your name is not changed? Good day. So today we're going to finish Adventures of Toto and then I will teach you story writing. Story writing is there for your term and you have to learn it. See, in your grammar section you have passages and you have descriptive paragraph by a person that I will teach you next time. Today what I'm going to teach you is a short story based on beginning line and outline cues. Then today I'll send you some outlines. You have to make up a story. I'll also send you examples how to do it. One example I'll send you and then I'll send you a few cues. You write your own story. Practice it and keep I want to see. You write it in sample questions, not sample questions. You write it in grammar section. Okay, write it there and keep. Oh, you write it rough and keep, no problem. But you write it in the grammar section, it will always remain there. It is easy for you to revise. When you revise, whenever you want something, it's easier for you. So we'll first finish the lesson Adventures of Toto, then come back to this short story thing. Move to page number 9, students. We stopped at the railway station, Sharanpur, where the grandfather had taken the monkey and gone. What is the name of the monkey? What is the name of the young baby monkey? Can you tell me what's the name of the monkey? Now we have reached Sharanpur. Why Sharanpur? We have gone with the grandfather to collect pension. What is the name of the monkey? Toto, right. Toto is the name of the monkey. Who took the monkey along with him? Who took the monkey along with him to Sharanpur? Who took the monkey along with him to Sharanpur? Who took the monkey to Sharanpur? Good, Toto, right. Who took the monkey to Sharanpur? Correct. T is capital, students. T is capital. Okay, name of somebody is capital. Grandfather, right. Grandfather, correct. Who did he buy the monkey from? The grandfather brought the monkey from Dash. I'll change my question. The grandfather brought the monkey from Dash. Tell me, grandfather. Very right. Purvika, it's okay. We just began. The grandfather brought the monkey from Dash. Hey Siri, you can't write grandpa. Tonga driver, right. Tonga driver. Madhushri, it's not drive, driver. How many rupees did he pay the Tonga driver to get that monkey? How many rupees did he pay the Tonga driver to get the monkey? How many rupees? Correct, Tonga driver, right. How many rupees did he pay the Tonga driver to get the monkey? Disha, what is Tonga driver? How many rupees did he pay? 5 rupees, right. You must write FIVE, 5, okay, not in digits but in words. 5 rupees, right. Okay. Who didn't know that the monkey was brought home? Or from whom did they keep the secret that they brought the monkey? From Amog, you need not write RS, that is rupees, before FIV. You have to write 5 rupees in full, RUPEES. Okay? Correct that, ma? What did I ask you? From whom did they keep a secret that the monkey is brought home? Right? Grandmother is one word, okay? Swati there, grandmother is one word, ma, one word. Fine? Right? Varshita as well, correct? Sohan, okay. Samir, yes, grandmother is one word there. Correct, right, grandmother. Okay. Where did they close the monkey into? They tied him to a peg. They fastened him to a peg, and where did they keep him? Where did they close him into? Initially, when they took him into the house, where did they keep the monkey? Where did they keep? Grandmother, right. Where did they keep the monkey initially when he brought them? Fastened to a wall. Where? Inside what? Fastened to a wall is right. Mohit is right. Closet, correct. Fastened to a wall in the closet, right. Closet is a cupboard. Good. Good. You have read the lesson, wonderful. Or at least you have listened to the class. Why did, wait. Where did the grandfather had to go the next day? Where did the grandfather had to go the next day to collect his pensions in Saharanpur? Where did the grandfather had to go next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur? Correct, fastened to a wall, right. Where did the grandfather have to go the next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur? I'm an okay mom. Dehradun, right. Dehradun. Right, Dehradun, the grandfather had to go to collect his pensions. Wonderful, I'm very happy that you have read the lesson or you've listened to my class. Whatever you have done, you are concentrating. Wonderful. Appreciating all of you for it. Right. Okay. Gautam, what is that? Mithun says Dehradun. Who is Don, ma? Write properly. Even typing you are making a mistake. Write it properly. It doesn't make sense. It gives a different meaning. Some letters here and there. Okay. Move to page number 9. We'll continue. We stopped at the second paragraph. Toto and Nana never became friends. Who is Nana? The donkey. The donkey that was there. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was a large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. Now it was winter time, and what did grandmother do? Grandmother got a bowl of warm water so that he can have bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first for one foot and then the other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into water up to his neck. Now, if we have very cold water and we have to have bath, we also do the same thing, right? Now, he's doing it for warm water, but you first put one finger and see how cold it is. Then you just put it on your hand and then you realize, okay, then you cannot all of a sudden put it on your body because it's too cold. What was Toto doing? Once the grandmother has brought a large bowl of warm water, he is to first check how hot it is. Then he is to put his one foot, then the other, then till his neck, because he had seen that little boy doing the same thing. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself over. Once he was comfortable with the water, he would take soap and rub it all over. Okay. Prajwal says there are dum. Where men like dum biryani. Come on, yeah, write spellings properly. Write, it doesn't make if you write this for the exam, your marks are going to be right. So cancel half a mark of yours. Concentrate on what you're reading and writing. Now, after he would be comfortable with that warm water, what he used to do is to take soap and rub it all over his body and his feet. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. Now, once he sat there, when he's doing all his bath, the water gets cold. It loses its warmth that is there. What he used to do after he's finished all this, and once the water becomes cold, he used to quickly run to the kitchen where the fireplace is kept so that he can dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. Now, if anybody laughed at whatever Toto was doing, like get out from that warm bowl and then run to the kitchen, Toto would feel very hurt because his feelings were, they're commenting on his feelings. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for the bath, he got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. Now, what did he do one day? One fine day, underline that one day Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. What did he do? He would have fully boiled himself and burnt himself there. What did he do? There was a kettle that was kept in the kitchen and the water was boiling for tea, to make tea. What this Toto does, because he had nothing else to do, he removed the lid and he thought that the water is correct for his bath. He tried to stick his head into that kettle that is there, which is used to make tea. This was just fine for a while until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. Now he put his head, the water was just boiling, so it's just warm in the beginning. Then as soon as it started boiling, it got hot and hot and hot. What did he do? He felt very cold outside, so he realized that I will stay here. This is better for me so that I get some warmth. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and hauled him half boiled out of the kettle. Hauled is pulling out. Okay, hauled is pulling out. Now, he was there, put his head there inside the kettle and he was waiting for warmth. Once the water started to boil, he also felt the temperature and he also started to boil until grandmother came and hauled him. His grandmother came and pulled him out of the kettle. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. Now, what does the narrator say? That is, if there is a part of the brain which has a lot of mischief, then everybody's brain is mischievous, somewhere or the other, little or more. But the writer there says, Toto's brain, large part of the brain, Toto's brain is naughty. Large part of Toto's brain is mischievous. What he used to do if the writer's aunt used to come home, he used to make sure that so he goes and makes a hole in their dresses, and always had the habit of tearing everything into pieces. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. Now, one day afternoon, a large dish of pulao was kept, and what happened with that pulao we'll see. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. Now, stuffing is greedily eating, just putting everything inside your mouth. So these little children, what do? They don't want to eat, they keep it in their mouth just like that, stuffing in it. Like if you have a cake and or if you have these puff and samosas, you're stuffing in something in it. Right? You're stuffing in peas, potatoes. Okay, you're keeping the stuffing ready. So what was Toto doing? That not the biryani, the pulao was kept there on the table, and he was stuffing in with rice. When my grandmother screamed and Toto threw a plate at her. So grandmother was very furious about what Toto was doing, and she screamed. So what did Toto do? Toto took the plate and threw on grandmother's face. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. Now the aunt wants to go. Aunt went to take. Aunt rushed because the grandmother fell down, and Toto threw water on her face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through the window. Now, when grandfather came, what did he do? He took the dish of pulao and he went out of the window. Who went out of the window? Toto went out of the window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, a dish still in his arms. Now, Toto had gone and sat on the jackfruit tree. The dish was, that is, pulao was still in his hand. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. Now he was sitting on the jackfruit tree, and slowly, one grain by grain, he was eating it very slowly. And these people thought he would, till afternoon he was sitting there. They were thinking that now even if rice is put on a plate, we take it just like this amount of it and eat it. But if you eat one grain by grain, will you ever finish it? You will take such a long time, you will never finish it the whole day. But Toto was determined so that every grain, one by one, he'll try to finish it. And then in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chatted with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. Now he wanted to disturb the grandmother again. So what did he do? That plate or the dish that was there in his hand, he threw it down. She screamed at him, right? Because he was eating. So what did he do? He threw the dish down, and when it broke into 100 pieces, that is plate, and you throw the plate on the ground, it will break. See, when it broke, he chatted. Chatted is a noise that these monkeys make. Okay? He chatted, and because she screamed, now he is chattering and making fun of the grandmother because her dishes have broken into 100 pieces. 100 pieces is a phrase, just many pieces. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of a pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that. We were not well-to-do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him only for 3 rupees. Now what does the narrator say? Grandfather now has also realized that if we keep Toto for a very long time, he will disturb everything in the house, he will destruct everything in the house, and we are not a well-to-do family. That means we are not a very rich family. We are a middle-class family. We cannot afford to have these dishes broken, taken our wallpaper, disturb the cupboard or destruct the cupboard there. If they do all that, then they have to repair, bring new. We cannot afford to bring all that. So the best thing is to give Toto only away. And the grandfather realizes that he brought Toto and it created a lot of disturbance. So he goes back to the Tonga driver. He had brought it. The grandfather had brought Toto for 5 rupees. But once he gives back to the Tonga driver, he takes it for only 3 rupees. So fine, we are done with the lesson. Any doubts, students, in this lesson? Any doubts? Non-detail or any English lesson is very, very easy in your text. Just reading is important. Good. So read the lesson after this class. First go and have lunch after this class, then read. Okay? Don't sit empty stomach. Food, sleep, everything is important. Not only study. You have to sleep well, you have to eat well, rest well, have your other activities also. Everything is needed. Balanced. So sample questions, I hope it is very clear. Not sample questions. Unit test, I'm still thinking about 8th standard and 10th standard. Okay. Because you're not in school, the thought that 8th standard picture is already there in the mind just like that. You are a 9th standard. Okay, I have to convince and tell myself now. I told it twice because that picture of you sitting in the 8th standard class is still right in front of my eyes. Okay. How was the unit test yesterday? That you tell me. Today you have English. The fun they had on the road not taken. How was the mathematics unit test? I saw your scores. Yet I want to ask you. Could everybody log in? Quickly tell, then I'll teach you a little bit of story writing. Then we'll finish it off. Every day there will be unit test. No break. That means you keep your studies going every day. Every day. Every Monday to every Friday. Mondays you have mathematics. Okay, okay. Let them start. We will start and we'll call you when it is time. Okay, today you have English. I hope you answer it well. 6 o'clock is your test. So you have plenty of time after 3:30 to read. You will have no break, students. Unit test is given for the purpose that you get practice. No break for a week. No. Why do you need break? You should have studied. Lessons are done so long. You should have studied by now. Time is not short. Nothing is there. Now everything is right. If you have not read the textbook, you will not know anything. If you have read the textbook, you can easily answer. Time is right. 25 questions, 40 minutes. Right. See, 10th standard pattern has been changed to MCQs. Yours also can change. Or you may continue the same in 10th standard, don't know. So, practice it now itself. Fine. We'll move to story writing. Now, what is important in the story writing is, see, when certain things are given, how do you write a story? First of all, these central things or major things that are important in the story, first is your character. Okay. First, you must know what kind of a story you are writing. Everything is an imagination that is there, isn't it? But you must write it in such a way that it is easily understandable to the reader. Whoever is reading it, they should understand your story well. First is you have to select a good character. It is better to have less characters than have too many characters and confuse the reader. So it's better to have less characters, and the connection between these characters is given very often. After you have selected your character, what you must do is you must see what kind of a setting I must do for my story. Whether I am doing about school life, whether I am doing about the neighborhood, or whether I am doing about his education, anything, topic. First, the character should be, first character is important, setting of the story is in. Then comes your structure, that is your plot. How I am going to adjust my story and what is the curiosity I am going to create in my story. Now, characters, it's also called as a golden rule. Fewer characters, the better it is. Fewer the better. Okay, that is very, very easy to understand. PT1 and all, why you want to worry? When it is time, we will tell you. Until then, you study. Ultimately, whenever it is announced, even if it is announced tomorrow, you should be ready. Because every day you have to read. Every day's chapter, every day you have to keep it ready. That you don't worry. Right now, we'll finish 10th standard and then come back to you. So characters are very important. Fewer the characters, the better it is, so that you don't confuse your reader. The setting of the story is important. Then the imagination that you create for the story is very, very important. Now you cannot write the story with at any length without making sense. Now if you have begun the story at his childhood, then don't drag and drag and drag the childhood. Be very short and tell it. Then come to his young age, youth. Then go to his old age or whatever, adulthood and old age. If you're giving this kind of a transition, it should not be like childhood will go for hours and hours together for the readers to read. Very short and clear and nice. If there is curiosity in that part, add it, but very short and nice. Now, what kind of stories you will get is you will get clues. Okay, you will get clues, and using those clues and picking the words from those clues, you have to make up a story. I'll show you. Show you some clues so that we make some stories. Now, when you're writing the story, the theme is also important. The meanings that you create is also very important. Word limit, first of all, you set the word limit, should not exceed more than 1000 words at least, or 600 words at least, okay, 500 words at least. 2-3 main characters in the story would be ideal. See here, I'll show you. See here, 200 to 250 words, or 600 to 650 words is if you're writing a long story, but 200 to 250 words is ideal. Just a second. See it. Now here, see, these are the clues. It was Mohini's, or they can give Mohini's, they can give you only this much. Mohini's first day, new school, feeling very nervous, stood in a corner, watched the students, laughing and talking excitedly. She saw 4 senior students advancing towards her. Then is your continuation that you have to give. See, this is the story that is being created. Let us read. I'll read it for you. You follow what is given to you so that you will know what's there. See, it was Mohini's first day at the new school. This statement is copied there, right? There, copied. Okay. She was feeling very nervous. Till here it is copied. Advancing towards her. Now, from here it continues here. This is your imagination that you will have to add. She got terrified and started going towards her classroom hurriedly. The four students caught up with her speed and cornered her. Drops of sweat rolled down her face as she muttered in a trembling voice, "Leave me alone." They started coming near and they sensed her fear. 2 tall boys and 2 girls of medium height looked at her and gave her a spine-chilling terror. Before Mohini could shout, one of the girls covered her mouth and they all started laughing. Mohini was left astonished. To make things clear, one of the boys told her that they had been assigned to guide her through the school to assist her into making her feel comfortable. They were coming nearer to introduce themselves and thought of playing a small prank when Mohini started running away from them. Mohini breathed a sigh of relief and conveyed that she thought she was about to get bullied. Okay, see that story? Actually, they came to help her. They tried to bully her, but in the end, she realizes that they had come to help her. Okay. So, this is one kind of a story that you are trying to figure out. Let me show you one more so that you will understand. All basically your imagination. I cannot tell you anything that you have to write. See here. See, it will be given like this. These clues will be given. Tortoise in the hair, good friends. Known for their slow speed, hare was very fast. Makes fun of the tortoise, challenges him. These are the clues that you will get. Okay, these clues you will get. Out of that, you have to make a story of 150 to 250 words. This you are going to get for the exam. I'm not going to deal with this again, but I'll give you one set of example today and I'll send you a few clues. You write your own story in the grammar section of your notebook and keep. See, this is that hare and the tortoise story. You already know it. You can write it on your own. Sometimes things you may not know. See here. There was a joint family of 6 members, including grandparents. It was the 70th birthday of the grandmother and the family planned to celebrate. Now you have to continue. Celebrate how? By throwing a surprise party. All this you should say, happy birthday. The grandmother was overwhelmed and tears of love came rolling down her eyes. This was the happiest birthday till then. So this is how you will have to write the story. See here. Again, see, they can give you like this, or they can give you like what I showed you just now, like this. So these are clues that will be given. You have to make a story out of it. I can only tell you so much. Why I can tell you only so much is I can't write the story for you. First thing. Second one is it is your own imagination that will carry marks for you. They have not told us, Michelle ma'am, and write the story, right? It will be your own imagination. So what is more important is your character. Sometimes clues have those characters. They will name the characters. That time you use those names. In case it is not, you create your own. The setting, that is the atmosphere now of that grandmother birthday party, that is the theme there. You modify the story and think of how you gave the surprise to your grandmother, what you did on the birthday, all this you can do. So I'll give you example, students, today. You write and understand for yourself first. That will be more important for you. Practice writing it. With time, of course, with time, you can write your own stories. I can't tell you that this is the way you write the story. No. Imagination can be anything. You can interpret it on your own way. But for me, it should make sense and grammatically right. And there should be a connection between the first and the second stanza so that I understand the story when I'm reading and I get a feeling that, okay, he has written good, she has written good, and there is a nice feeling out of that story. So do you get it? Practice. There are a lot of things on the internet. You just find out. What I showed you is also from the internet called Skill. Just a second, I'll show you. Yeah, Success CDs. So there are many skill reads, fresh reads, all this you will find stories. But I'll also send you some after this class, maybe after 2 o'clock. Till then, you can practice it. So any doubt, students, with story writing? This I'm not going to deal it again, but only practices will be given. Fine then, if you have nothing, we'll stop at this and meet you next week with we have to do grammar. Okay, we'll do subject, verb, conquer, or we'll do modals. Whatever, I'll update to you once it's time for class. So meet you in the next class next week, students. Until then, keep studying, write, whatever practices are given, answer your unit test right. All the best for all your unit tests, because I'm going to meet you only next Monday, not before that. So, fine, students, you all are doing good. I appreciate you. Keep the same record going on and you will improve as the days go on. Okay, don't worry about what's happened till now. What is going to come, you worry about that and do your best. Fine? All the best and thank you.